young women. Today, we're going to stretch your body out really gently and end in a little bit of a breathing exercise, all working towards flexibility, stretch, and parasympathetic nervous system, bringing your body into a restorative system. I'm going to start in a child's pose of malasana. I'm going to take my big toes to touch, open my knees wide in the back, and drive my hips into my glutes. Put my hands out in front of me, using those yogi fingers. Chest comes down to the ground. Begin your breath in and out through your nose, Ujjayi breathing. As you inhale, lengthen your fingers forward. As you exhale, drive your glutes towards your heels. Feel the length through your shoulders and your spine. Open up the low back. Stretch open your hips. And then just find your rhythmic breath. Take one more big inhalation. Open your mouth, exhale that all away. And as you exhale out, we're going to walk your hands over to the side, leaving your feet where they are. And just get that nice side body stretch. One more breath here. Come back to center, malasana. Take a breath in and exhale it out. Ha. And as you inhale, begin to exhale out. Move to the other side. Leave your feet planted. Pada Bandha, tops of the feet. Press into the mat. Being very purposeful in your movement here. One more breath in and out. Come back to center. Breathe in. Exhale that away. You may feel more lengthened now. I'm going to lift my right arm up. Tuck my arm under my armpit and drop right down onto my deltoid. Stretch my hands in both directions as I stretch the shoulder girdle. Big breath in, big breath out. One more breath in. Exhale it all the way back to a center child's pose and lift the other arm. Drive it under, land on that medial deltoid, right in the middle. Take a couple breaths here, lengthening through. Big breath in, big breath out. Then exhale that all away. I'm going to drive my body up into a tabletop. So apple under the chin, looking to the end of the mat. Hip width. I'm going to take a toe stand. You can keep your toes untucked if you want. Want to pull the pit of the belly in and up. So my belly's not hanging. My shirt is just loose. I'm going to roll those shoulders back. Then as I inhale, I'm going to soften the belly, put nice flexion into my spine. Then as I exhale that all the way, I want to put extension into the spine. Like I'm pushing my hands away from my mat and pushing my spine into the ceiling. Again, nice softness in your joints. You take 4 or 5 cat-cows to your breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Keeping my neck, my C1 through 7 in a nice neutral position, just working into that spine, that T1 through 12, L1 through 5, keeping my neck neutral. Keeping this stable, pulling the pit of the belly in and up. Then as I drive to my last one, I'm going to open my hands just a little bit. And then lift up into a mini little down dog. You can pedal out your dog if you need to. Stretch out the back of your legs. And then I'm going to walk my feet right up under me, hip width. So if I were to put 2 fists down right in between my feet, hip width. Notice how soft my knee joints are. I'm going to drive my hips over my ankles, soften them up, and work into my Uttanasana, my ragdoll. You can put hands on the ground. You can grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. You can lengthen that out. I'm going to halfway lift to a flat back, roll my shoulders back, stack my scapulae. Apple under the chin, pull the pit of the belly in and up. Keep that nice and tight. Then fold forward. I'm going to drop down into my tabletop. Take a nice cat-cow. Then drop down into my malasana, my child's pose. Then I'm going to drive my body long and lean, grab my legs and squeeze them together, untuck my feet. Bring my elbows close to my rib cage and lift up for my baby cobra, my Sphinx, working into that lower lumbar. Notice that I'm not looking up with my cervical spine. I'm keeping it in a neutral position, either looking straight ahead or to the end of my mat. That's a good cue. Squeeze your legs together. Bring them to the party. Squeeze your glutes together. Bring them to the party and breathe through this. I'm going to open up my arms to shoulder width. Tuck my toes. Push my body up into my downward facing dog. Take your sits bones up to the ceiling. I'm going to look to the front of my mat, bend my knees, and then walk my feet up into my ragdoll. And I'm hip width here. I'm going to turn my feet out to either side and sit down into my malasana, my yogi squat. Just open up those hips. You can put a block under your hips if you need to. Just stretching everything out. I'm going to rotate my arms behind me and lift my legs up. I'm going to do this catty corner so that you can see. You're just going to come straight out into a seated position. So Pachimottoanasana, seated forward fold. I want to be on my sits bone. I want to rock my quads in towards each other and dorsiflex my toes towards my knees. Roll the shoulders back, lift up nice and tall. And then hip hinge at my hip flexors. Once I reach my toes, I'm not going to dump forward. I want to roll back and keep the crown of my head to my sits bones nice and straight. Nice straight line of energy. Nice straight back. Still stretching. Stretch into that low back. Stretch into these hamstrings. Tight hamstrings, put a block up under your knee. Grow earth up to it and put some space there. Allow the space where you need to allow space. As I inhale, I'm going to lengthen. As I exhale, I'm going to fold a little bit more. One more breath in. Exhale that away. I'm going to roll up. And then I'm going to split my seated stance. So I'm still up on my sits bones. Notice that my toes are coming towards my knees. I want to keep my knees nice and safe. And that my knees are nice and soft. Got softness in the joints, but I'm externally rotated at the hip. I'm going to roll my shoulders back, lift up, and then fold forward, just like I just did in Pachimottoanasana. Now I'm in straddle fold, right? So a seated straddle fold. You could do this standing into Pachimottoanasana. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. No, we're not forcing, we're just allowing the stretch. Now feel that. Open up your glutes. Open up the rotator muscles that connect glutes and hamstrings. Open up your hamstrings all the way down under the popliteal space into your calf, into your Achilles and up through the fascia of your feet. Also stretching open that low back, your QL, putting length and strength into everything. And as I exhale out of that, I'm going to roll up nice and tall. Draw the pit of my belly in and up and draw my spine long and tall. And I'm going to fold one leg in. So half butterfly. Now, you can keep this loose if you need to. You can put a block between your thigh and your heel if you need to. If it's too tight and this starts to hurt your medial MCL, medial part of your knee, open it up a little bit. If it's okay to be tight, be here, lift up. I'm going to drop one arm to the side and tick-tock out and lift. So I'm not dumping here. I'm not looking down. I'm lifting my heart up. Nice side body stretch and looking up to my thumb. Breathe in and out. Now I'm not lifting my legs. I'm not lifting my hip. Drive your hip into the mat and lift your body for that nice stretch. Open up your rib cage. Put space in between your spine. And as I exhale, I'm going to tick-tock over. It's a small movement here, not as much of a stretch, but still a heart opener. My hips and my shoulders follow each other. I'm not dumping forward. I'm lifting up. Big, huge difference. Then you'll come back to center, roll your shoulders back, pull everything in tight, and switch sides. And again, you may need assistance here for the medial part of your knee. Your toes are dorsiflexed towards your knee. You may need to put a block here. Sit up really nice and tall. Notice that my hips are grounded into the mat evenly. So I'm not lifting at my hip. I'm grounding it down. Lift up, tick-tock over, and lift. Now I'm getting this other side really nice and long and lean. As I tick-tock over, a little bit of a smaller stretch, but still opening, not dumping. Keep your head above your heart, and then bring it down. I'm going to then bring the bottoms of my feet together and drive my heels into my groin. You can hold on to your feet. I would take my toes, open them up, and push them into dorsiflexion. Sit up really nice and tall and just allow your seated butterfly. Just allow that stretch. So opening at the hip, you're externally rotated, and with each breath, you're just allowing a little bit more. So notice this side's a little tighter. It's up a little higher than this side. This side's just falling, like it's open. Right side, left side, not necessarily biomechanically balanced, and that's okay. Just keep stretching. Breathe in and out. Such a nice stretch. So if you really need to stretch that body, highly recommend. So I'm going to bring my legs together. You may need to tap them in for release. So it would be just like internal rotation at your hip. And then I'm going to drive one ankle towards my glute and cross over into figure four. Notice that my ankle is hanging off of my quad tendon right about an inch below my kneecap, not on the kneecap, dorsiflexion, opening up my piriformis muscle and giving that a big stretch, stretching out those glutes, those hamstrings, those muscles that connect your hamstrings to your glutes. You're going to feel those. If you need support for your low back, lay down in this position. Breathing in and out, just letting it stretch. Then I'm going to come to the other side, open it up, and stretch. Ooh, I feel that side. So that's where I've got tightness today. That's why one side wasn't necessarily coming down. So now I know where that tight muscle is. I can begin to work on it. Just breathe into it. Stretch it open. And I'm going to lengthen out my legs just to give it a little bit of opening. It's an extension. I've got softness in the knee joint. I'm just kind of allowing that lactic acid to push out. And then I'm going to find my Sukasana, my easy seated pose. So I'm going to cross one foot over the other. You can be in a tight lotus if you want to be, or in a double pigeon. So double pigeon, my legs would be laid really flat. And I feel that again around the hip joint. Breathe in and out. And take your arms up. Exhale out. Drive one arm up and tap your ear. Relax the shoulder and just, we're not pulling, we're just stretching. So I'm just guiding my head. So my right ear comes to my right shoulder, just guiding it, stretching out the neck. Bringing it to center, tapping my head over my shoulder just to make sure it's there, not sitting out here. And then taking my chin right over to my AC joint, stretching out the back of the neck. Notice how I'm not slouching. I'm sitting up really nice and tall. And then I'm going to drive my chin over my shoulder just to get a little range of motion in my cervical spine. And then come back to center. I'm going to, again, extend my legs out, give them a little love, and then work to the other side. Into my Sukasana. May feel a little bit different. Dorsiflex those feet, roll back. Sweep up, exhale out, and then sweep the other side for that nice stretch. Remember that I'm relaxing my shoulder, just guiding. Breathing in and out. Use your breath work. Come back to a neutral position. So I have an apple under my chin. I'm going to just tap my chin over my shoulders just to make sure it's there, and then take my chin to my AC joint. Sitting up really nice and tall, elongating the spine. Then driving my chin over my shoulder. Rolling those shoulders back and stacking that scapulae. And come back to center. Again, I'm going to make sure that I'm in alignment. Sweep my arms up. Big inhale. Ha. Big exhale. I'm going to allow my hands to fall into my lap. You can loosen up your seat if you need to. Go ahead and drop your eyes closed or look to the end of your mat. Continue breathing in and out through your nose. Feel how nice and tall your spine is, how flexible your body feels, strong, elongated. Feel the space between your rib cage. Feel the space between your hips and your shoulders. Notice how your body feels now compared to when you started. Longer, taller, stronger, leaner, more flexible. And as you sit in your quiet room, just listen to your breath. Be mindful of your seat and where you're grounded. Mindful of the sounds and the smells around you. Just tune in. Now acknowledge those thoughts that keep coming to your mind about your work list, the things you have to do, the chaos in your life. Acknowledge them. It's there. And then take a pause and say, I'll be back with you. Right now, I'm sitting grounded on my mat, nice and tall, breathing in and out, taking a moment to moment, self-awareness moment of this time of me breathing, extending my body, and sharing this moment with myself. Taking a present moment, not sitting in the past, not thinking about the future, just sitting here in the present. Total mindfulness, moment to moment awareness. Here's the kicker, without judgment. Everything that's going on in your body right now is perfect just the way it is. And so we say we are perfectly imperfect. Our practice came out just like it was supposed to for today. And we're grateful for movement, for stretch, for flexibility, for a mindful moment to bring our body into a restorative system to calm our day down. To be self-aware of present moment, right here, right now. Sweep your arms up over your head, taking a big deep breath. Open your mouth and sigh it all away. If you had your eyes closed, begin to flutter them open. And just become aware of your surroundings once again. Perfectly imperfect, still grounded on your mat in your space. Perhaps at this moment you need to lengthen out your legs out of flexion and do a little extension. Perfectly imperfect. Do what serves your body best. Sweep up your arms one more time. Big inhale. Exhale that all away. Bring your hands to heart center. Thumb knuckles touch your heart. One more breath in. Give me a big ha. That should feel good. Then bring your thumb knuckles up to your forehead center. May the love and the light in me always honor, see, and appreciate the love and the light in each of you, as we are perfectly imperfect. We bow and we say namaste, namaste. And your stretch, your gentle stretch, and your mindful meditation is done. You can go back to this at any time. Just pull it up if you need to stretch and breathe and put your body in a calm state, a meditative, restorative state before you go to bed. This would be a great video to use. If you're practicing, how do I sit still and breathe and just stay in the present moment? This is the video for you. Practice. If you are stiff and you need gentle stretch and then you need to relax a little bit, your day is chaotic, maybe a lunch pause, this video is perfect for you. If you need to start your day out knowing you are perfectly imperfect and that is okay, and you need to open up your spine and your vascular system and stretch your body and breathe in the moments, then this video is perfect for you. So I enjoyed making this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget, hit our button, like, subscribe, and share. Become part of our tribe. We work all of the wellness pillars. I will see you for the next video. Have a great, perfectly imperfect